Everybody, and welcome to ESO Daily. I'm your host, Mr. Craven. All right, so I have a brand new Templar Healer build for Summerset. Now, disclaimer, this build is intended for trial scenarios where you will have more than one healer. It's not ideal for your vet dungeons or, any type of dungeon crawling. So just there's my disclaimer. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get into this. This is a Templar Healer build. So we're going to go ahead and get into the character sheet. This is a Resto Destro build. So you're going to see max magic at 36,109, magic recovery at 1,992. I do not need recovery food. For God's sakes, you don't need it. Max health, 19,803. If you want to bring that down, you can. I just like to be around 20k. Survivability plays a very important role to me. Spell critical prior to upgrades is 50. Once you get gold upgrades, you'll be around 52. Hi, Scott. Morning. Hope you're doing good. To the left, you'll see Magicka's Alligator at 58, health at 6. We are using max health and max Magicka, and we are using the Thief Mundus. All right, so let's go ahead and switch out, and on the other side you're not going to see really any change except the max Magicka. Okay, and the magic recovery drops slightly. All right, let's get into the sets. Okay, we're going to be using the mending set, and we're going to be using choke thorns and worm cult. Why no orums and why no spell power cure? Okay, Orums, the new Orum set will apply to your trial party within the area. As long as they hit that, it will apply. So now, with the new changes to Summerset, if one healer has said set, you don't need two healers running the same set. That's really nice because what that allows the healers to do is optimize functionality within the sets. So this build is designed to anticipate the other healer using the Allrums. So that's why this is intended for trial scenarios only. Okay, so there's my disclaimer. If they do not have Allrums and you have spell power cure, roll that instead of mending. You'll go with the standard worm and mending spell power cure, or Allrums and worm. So just, you're going to swap the sets based on what's needed in the trial. But if one person has Allrums, you don't need it. So you can utilize the mending and the worm. Really, really nice. Okay. So we're going to use the restoration staff of mending with increased Nirnhone. Ideal. Lightning staff of mending. Nirnhone. I glyphed it with flame damage. If you wanted to glyph, you can do that. Choke thorns. I'm using the choke thorns. I really, this is max health. That should be changed. So that's probably why my health's so high. So you can get that down to about 19, a little under. But this should be max Magicka infused. Okay. So there you have that. One heavy, very, very important. You want a heavy and you want a medium. Okay. Disclaimer, that's what you want. Robe of the Worm Cult infused max Magicka ideal. Choke thorns. Now, why choke thorns over any other? Personally, for me, I just like it because of the recovery, and the uptime is really good, and it offers a nice hot. So 22,300 health over 4 seconds. That's huge. It's massive. It comes in handy. If you want to use Bogadan, you can. If you want to use Earthgore, you can. Whatever monster set you want to utilize, you can. I just like the choke thorns on the Templar. So could you use Jorvelins and SPC? Could that work? Yes. Yes, Storm. That could definitely work. You can use those two, and now with Major Courage, Jorvelins would up the timer of the Spell Power Cure due to basically being a major buff now. So yes, that would work. Okay, so Waist, Sash of the Worm Cult Divine, Max Magicka Ideal. Gloves of the Worm Cult Divine, Max Magicka Ideal. Breeches of the Worm Infused, Max Magicka Ideal. Shoes of the Worm Cult Divine, Max Magicka Ideal. Necklace of Mending Infused, Recovery. Ring of Mending Infused Recovery. Ring of Mending Arcane Increased Spell Damage. All right, so let's get into the skills. I will be covering a few things today. Okay, so we have Purifying Light. This is important. If you are a Templar healer not using this, congratulations. You should never have been fucking healing on a Templar to begin with. Why? Why? Why, Mystic? Why? Very important. This is the huge aspect to Templar healers. I see this mistake made every day. You want to cringe. You just want to puke. You want to vomit just because you know they're dumb as hell and they're following dumb advice. Okay. The Illuminate is very important if you are a Templar. When you cast a Dawn Wrath ability, you grant minor sorcery to you and your group for 20 seconds. That's increasing their spell damage by 5%. That is huge, right? As a healer, I'm not going to utilize any of the other spells consistently. But the Purifying Light will also do what? Magnify the damage applied to said target. So when I apply it, it's copying the damage output put on it by the entire party. That's huge. That's basically adding a small heal effect in front of the tank on the boss. So it's going to offer a healing effect, it's going to offer a damaging effect, and it's going to offer a buff. So if you are a Templar healer that has not slotted this or have not used it, and rather use Wall of Elements rather than this, congratulations, you gimped your party. Just saying. Okay, there you guys have it. Okay, Healing Springs, pretty standard. Combat Prayer, if you're a healer without this, you should probably hang up healing. Breath of Life, Inner Light, Light's Champion. I like Light's Champion a lot. Okay, why do I like the Light's Champion? Simple. Any friendly target you heal gains major force and major protection. Major force increases critical damage output by 15%. I'd rather use Warhorn in those scenarios on boss, but if we're on trash, you best believe I'm going to use the Light's Champion. Every day, all day. Why? If I could go ahead, heal, and give somebody a major force buff, I'm going to do it. All right. Back bar, this lightning staff. Luminous shards. I do not use orbs and luminous shards at the same time. They both have the same friggin' global cooldown. Okay, now that since that's out of the way, if you want to replace luminous shards with healing orbs for ranged healing hut, you can do that. If you stack both, congratulations, you're a friggin' noob. Okay, moving on. Ritual of Retribution. So you'll notice that I have Healing Springs on this side and Ritual Retribution on this bar. Very important. Why? Because when I have Mending, and Mending has to be static with this build. It's very important. You're debuffing the target when you use a area effect heal, right? It reduces the weapon damage of all enemies within 10 meters of you by 415. But that's only for 3 seconds. By going ahead and using this throughout the rotation, what I'm doing is keeping the uptime consistent. So when I come over to the mobs, you'll see the Healing Bane debuff, and I can keep that up more consistently throughout the bar swap. Okay? Very important. There you have it. All right. Now, going back in, this has been a big change with Summerset is the Ritual of Rebirth. No one's used it, right? Because it had a cast time affiliated. Now it's instant. So basically, it's another way of kind of using like your Breath of Life, okay? Which is really nice, except now we just go ahead and clap heal. Okay, so if I'm on this bar and I don't have to worry about like using the Breath of Life, right? Now I have this clap healing effect. All right, that has an area effect to it. Really, really nice. Okay, Radiant Aura. You'll also notice I don't use friggin' Ellie Drain on a Templar. Oh my god. Okay. Why don't I use Ellie Drain? Because I have this ability. I have the Radiant Aura. Okay. Tanks are going to apply Major Breach most of the time. So all of a sudden you see this. Okay, right here, right here. All of these are all stacked up. One ability, all debuffed. Magic Steel's applied to all with one button. Okay, there you go. There you have it. Welcome to Templar Healing 101, boys and girls. All right. So, no. Do I use Ellie Drain on a Templar? Hell no. Hi, Robert. No, I do not. I'm not a noob. All right. So, there you have it. Inner Light, once again, on both bars. Give us that Major Prophecy and increase our Max Magicka. And, of course, the Aggressive Warhorn. No change there. Okay. So, really, really nice. Like I said, you can kind of swap things around. If you wanted to put Wall of Element here, I will be getting into that, trust you and me. If you want to put the wall here. You could do that. Sure, go ahead, be my guest. I'd rather not. I'm functional to the healing effect. Okay. So we have nice hots, we have nice bursts, healing, everything's consistent. We don't have to run around like chickens with our heads cut off, I promise you. All right, going into the champion points. Let's start off with the Apprentice. 75 points in the Blast, pretty standard. Elfborn, equivalent value of the Shadow Mundus, so we have an indifferent curve. Elemental Expert, 6.17. Spell Erosion, 2618. Coming over to the Astronaut. Staff Expert, 47. Master Arms, 28. We want to take advantage of that Butcher. Yeah, I want to try out that Ritual Rebirth. It's expansive, though, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice. I really like it. Thaumaturge, 904. Let's go, and good morning. Morning, Calvin. Ironclad, 19%. Hardy, 909. Elemental Defender, 909. We are very low on our physical resistance. I am a Breton. Morning, Helly. I am a Breton. So if you want to go Argonian, you can do that. If you want to go with High Elf, you can do that. I like the Breton cost reduction and Max Magicka. Okay. So physical resistance, 42. Thick skin, 611. Bastion. We put a couple points in the Bastion just in case we decide to slot Healing Ward or we want to use Barrier. Okay, very simple. Quick Recovery, 909. Warlord, 10.22. Tenacity, 14. Arcanist, 14. Healthy, 909. 20 in a Tumbling, 20 in a Shadow Ward, and that is how the champion points are allocated. Now, a lot of people have been telling you to go charged. We all know this. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. They want you to use charged and wall. I've always said, please don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, and I'm going to show you guys why. Okay, so we're going to take a look at a Ritual Rebirth. Okay, the tooltip, 9625, right? Right. Okay, now say I wanted, okay, first off, say I don't want to use a monster set and I want to use a Master Resto and I want to use a Maelstrom Staff. Can I do that? Yes, you can. Absolutely. Yes. Yes, you can. You can go ahead and put the Epaulets of Maul. You'll sacrifice your monster proc to do it. All right. But here's the deal. Okay, so I'm going to go to the Lightning Staff. Okay, we have Nirnhone, right? So once again, I want to go back in the skills. I want to show you guys this. 9-6. Okay. Now, we're going to replace this with the charged. Just like they told you. What could happen? I mean, what could happen? Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. Let me see this. All right. Nine, 6, 8, 8. Am I on the right bar? 1 second. We'll find out. I love have to do this. Okay. That's the blockade. Yeah, we're good. All right, so 9, 6, 8, 8. Okay, going back in. Now let's go with Nirnhone. Go back into the skills. 10. Okay, right there. Okay, so it dropped. It dropped by 400. 400. I'm losing 400 on my healing effect. That's huge with your AoE heals. Okay, for a minute there, I thought I was losing my mind. Okay. So, Nirnhone, 10,071. Right? 10,071. Okay, now we're going to go in. We'll put the powered. Now, go back into the tooltip. Now we lose a little bit of healing. Nirnhone will out-heal powered, right? You put charge, you're going to lose 400. That means you can almost lose almost up to 1,000 extra healing on crit. If you don't think that's significant, then by all means, rock it. But Nirnhone will out-heal powered. Powered comes in second. In charge, just applies a status effect. If you want to go with the blockade of storms with the charged, have at it. I won't ever tell any of you guys to do that. I will never lie to you and tell you some bullshit. All right, it's never going to happen. Can I use the Maelstrom Staff? Yes. Can I use the wall? Yes. Can I still apply the status effect with Nirnhone? Yes, it's just not as consistent. If you want to use charge, it will apply. It will. So I will tell you that. The lightning staff with the wall also will increase your light attacks. So that is kind of good. But I have to use a heavy attack on mending to apply the extra healing effect. So that's why I don't really give a shit about the wall of element on a friggin' healer. I don't give a shit. That's a DPS's job. It's not my job. Okay. So also resto. If I wanted to use the resto staff, I could do that with the Nirnhone, right? So I can slot this. I can go with the Maelstrom. And I just would give up the monster proc. All right? So now when I go in, I have this nice effect to go ahead and restore 258 stamina on the initial heal to each friendly target. So it's going to be a toss-up. If you want to use the Master Resto staff, you can do that, right? Matter of fact, if you want to, you can also go and use, if you want to go Resto, you can do the Master, the Maelstrom Resto staff. Okay, when you critically heal with regeneration, you will restore the Magicka. So you can also do that. So you can go dual Resto, right, with Templar. So if I wanted to go with the dual Resto, I can actually use Maelstrom on one. I can go Master on the other. And I would just switch out the ability. So I keep that there. And I have to use regeneration. So I'd go down to Restoration Staff. And I'd have to use this Morph with the Mutagen. So I could slot the Mutagen right here. Now I have a double effect. So Resto and Destro. I mean dual Resto. Master and Maelstrom. Okay? So you can do that if you want to. Just food for thought. So there are flexible ways to do Templar healing, right? But the two suggestions, big suggestions, I would say you never deviate from. Do not deviate from Purifying Light. Why? Illumination, passive, huge. That's massive. You also need pots for your major sorcery with this build. There is no ability that's going to give you your major sorcery. So you will be using pots. All right? Also, I would always suggest using Radiant Ore over Ellie Drain if you're a Templar. Oh my god. Okay, so just food for thought. All right, there it is, said and done. I hope everybody likes the build. I do want to thank all of you for your support. Once again, I would not be here without you guys. But if anybody has any questions, comments, please post below. Once again, this is ideal for trial scenarios, not bets. You can say with Spell Power Cure and Worm. That would be great. If you have all rooms and somebody doesn't, you can all rooms and Worm. That's also good. But if somebody has all rooms, it will apply to the entire trial party member, and then you can use this type of configuration. I do appreciate you guys' support. Once again, I'm Mr. Craven, the CSO Daily. Thank you guys for watching. Let me see. True, I don't know why DPS players are selfish, saying healer should Ellie Drain and wall so it can enhance their DPS because they can't get their own numbers right. Hey, I'm debuffing anyways. I'm buffing. I'm cleansing. I'm doing everything I have to do. I got so much on my plate, you can take your wall and shove it up your rear. That's my opinion on it. Okay, so there it is, said and done. Purifying Light, though. Watch how many Templars don't use Purifying Light in their build. They completely overlook the Illumination passive buff. Complete dummies. And then, of course, why use Ellie Drain when I have an area effect that applies Magic Steel? I don't know. They're noobs. There you guys have it. Once again, thank you. And once again, and always, have a nice day.